Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Parasha Pointers, where we delve into the weekly Parasha and look for inspiration of how to raise our children. This week's edition is dedicated in the memory of Raquel Ishay A, and in honor of me for all that I do for YDE and this amazing place from an anonymous donor. Thank you. The pasuk says, "V'chiyamuch achicha," if your brother becomes destitute, his hand falters, and you shall support him, whether a convert or a resident, so he can live with you. This is talking about, and Rashi explains it so beautifully. Rashi says, do not allow your friend to fall and become impoverished. Don't wait, because it's going to be difficult to pick him up again once he loses it all. Rather, support him while his hand is still faltering, for then it is easier to help him out of his trouble. To what can this be compared, he says, Rashi? To a load on a donkey. While it is still on a donkey, one person can grasp it and hold it in its place. Once it falls to the ground though, oh boy, now it's way too heavy. So from this pasuk, our rabbis developed an entire system of social support. We're implored, make sure that your brethren don't fall. Don't let the people around you fall. Don't let them get to a point of destitution. However, this concept of early intervention and prevention, it applies to everything. There's a famous saying by Benjamin Franklin, and I love this. My grandma used to actually say it to me: an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And I looked it up in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, and it says like this: it is better and easier to stop a problem, illness, or any mishap from happening than to stop or correct it after it has started. Now, it's very vital. This is like, we're dealing with parenting 101 over here. That our children, that we see that our children, what they need, and we guide them from the beginning before they fall. For example, a child has an anger problem. In first grade, it's a small little problem. You let it just go unabated till they're an adult, who knows where that's going to go? You got to deal with it in the beginning. Don't let them fall. Don't let it become a bigger problem. Now, before we continue with this whole concept, there's a foundation that we have to discuss. That foundation is, for all parenting, for everything you're going to ever do, is called communication. If you don't have an open line of communication with your children, this is all worthless. They're not going to talk to you. You have to make yourself a destination that they want to talk to. You know how to listen to them. They want to hear your advice. If you don't have that relationship, then all we're saying right now, and really any idea we ever bring out in parenting, is really null and void, because there's no line of communication, right? They gotta be heard by you. So building a relationship, by the way, also fits this idea. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Don't wait till there's a problem to decide, okay, we got to talk about this. What are you feeling? I know you're 18 years old. What's your name again? No. There's got to be a relationship for those 18 years to build up to where we're getting. So that's the foundation before we even talk about anything else. Now, getting back to our topic, nowhere is this idea of prevention more pronounced and real than with technology. If you don't take the initiative to start to talk to your kid from an early age about technology, the dangers, what's out there, what it could be, his being alert, if you don't know where he's going, what he's doing, if you let him already get involved with the wrong thing and seeing the wrong items, you're going to have to now reprogram him instead of actually programming him from the beginning. It's very difficult to teach him how to be responsible with these things once he's already went down the wrong path. He could become addicted to the most basest and the most obscene things in the world, and now we got to react. We have to try to fix. We have to try to figure out what to do better. Very, very difficult. Nearly impossible. Nothing's impossible with Hashem. But if we just take the initiative, get everything filtered, don't put a smartphone in a kid's hands, know where he's going, talk to him about it, give him the thought process, let him understand, build him up. You could just not have to deal with that. Why do you got to pick him off the floor? This, by the way, is the way Hashem runs the world. I was thinking about this, and then I looked it up. How does it work? Like, let's say we don't water a plant, right? You don't water your plants. So then you just start dousing it with tons of water. What happens is, and I will quote, if the soil becomes overwatered and waterlogged and stays that way, the water can cut off the air supply to the roots and to the microorganisms that live in a healthy soil. It can lead to root rot and other diseases. Much better to consistently water from the beginning, little by little, and then it becomes healthy, and then you have a healthy plant. But that's what we do. We do the same exact thing. We try to just douse the kids with this idea. When we want to introduce mitzvot, ideas, the right outlook, you got to do it from the beginning, little by little. You got to plant seeds. Let's just take an example of tzedakah. We have a beloved Rabbi Soror in 5th grade, and he told me that the fact that he was telling stories from the beginning of the year about giving, about being a giver, about tzedakah to his class. And lo and behold, he left the following message on my desk. Dear Rabbi, as you know, I've been talking a lot about the power of being a giver. My boys really took this message to heart and started giving tzedakah every morning. They kept saying, we want to give and give and give. We don't want to be like the people who never break their midot of stinginess when they're younger. The boys kept giving and now they can't stop. We raised over $1,600 to help a tzaddik make 2 weddings, and now they are donating their time to learn Torah. When you break midot when younger, you are changed forever. I couldn't believe it. And now the truth of the matter is this: how Hashem winks and gives us little kisses sometimes. I got this letter from the rabbi after I already came up with this idea from Hashem. Let us take this lesson. Let's work slowly, consistently with our kids. Let's do it the right way. Let's build them up. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we're going to see happy, successful children. Shabbat Shalom.